All right, guys, can you hear me? How's this music to voice volume going? Is that good? All right. We are live. Nice. All right, hold on one second. I just want to get the chat going in here, and it gets a little funky now that I've figured out how to do this with OBS. So let me hit OK again and turn it back on. Boom. The chat is now in a freaking window. So hey everybody, welcome to another Ad Chat session of Star Wars talk. So yeah, I just was talking about or I was just talking with Stuart about collaborations with Hello Greedo or Star Wars Explained, and yeah, that would be amazing. You know what? I'm gonna turn down the music just a hair for myself. There we go. All right, cool. I don't know what happened to the live chat. See, this is what's so weird about this thing. I hit OK again, then it resets, and now it's good. I think if it keeps messing up, I might just mute it for the rest of the stream until I figure it out, but it's been a very interesting day trying to figure out getting this live chat up here. It's really easy on a PC, but on a Mac, OBS is a pain in the butt. Thanks, Girls with Sabers. But yeah, so... Oh, FN, yeah, is it too tiny? Yeah, so that's the other thing I'm trying to figure out right now, too. My text is super tiny right now, so I didn't have enough time to really figure it out. But hopefully the next stream, it'll be a lot more clear, so that way when rewatch and all that jazz, it's cool. Anyway, yeah, so I would love to do a collaboration with Hello Greedo and Star Wars Explain. But I think both those people are like super busy. They have what's it called? Celebrations coming up for Alex, Hello Greedo's dad, and you know, I'm sure someday down the line we might cross paths on the YouTubes or even at a celebration, and I'd be so down to do it. But really, I'll probably just wait till maybe they reach out or something. So far, the funnest connection that's turned into like a good friendship or relationship so far is with Eckhart's Ladder. He's a funny dude, and yeah, it's fun to do some stuff with him here and there. Yeah, his channel's fantastic, so maybe I can get him on something as like a spoof someday, but we'll see. So yeah, it looks like the chat just like is kind of working, but not working great. Yeah, and Terrastone, I hope that somehow you ever have a need to use this song that I sent your way. It'd be really cool to hear on anything. So let me expand my chat so I can just make sure I keep up with everybody, because I was just reading about Oscar Isaac. Oh, Emrys is in the house. Nice. Thanks for letting me know. Imagine if I called you Luthien. Unsubscribed. But yeah, so I was reading that thing with Oscar Isaac about Leia, and I think that's really freaking awesome that they're going to be continuing that sort of like that maternal sort of relationship going on. I'm not sure how they're going to do it, but yeah, I don't know. I'm really happy that they're going heavy with Leia somehow. I don't really understand how they're going to accomplish this, because they're limited to 2 movies and things that never were what's it called, that were never put into the film. So like they're just going to be tracking things onto bodies or whatever. But I'm so excited after reading what he had to say, and I think that's going to be cool. And I just finished writing and started editing a video that I wanted to get out this week that was originally about Finn, and it kind of just turned into the intro of or me writing about how great the intro to The Force Awakens is. So there is another just said, but both movies had about an hour of footage cut out. Yeah, that's definitely true. I'm not... is The Force Awakens... Is there that much footage cut out of The Force Awakens? I know for The Last Jedi, there was a lot left on the cutting room floor, even from Canto Bight, which is pretty insane. Oh, nice, Rural Farm Boy. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I've talked to him here and there just to get, to ask him suggestions or like ideas for like how to make my channel work a little bit. And he's been a really helpful person. All those guys, honestly, are just really, really easy to talk to guys. I'm not do I know John Justice? Do I know his channel? I don't know. I'm gonna have to check that out tonight. Oh wow, 40 minutes from The Force Awakens. That's pretty bonkers. Well, yeah, I guess 40. If there's an hour and 40 minutes total of footage, and like let's say even like 15 to 20 minutes of that is like really good Leia stuff. I mean, if you think about it, Darth Vader was only in A New Hope for 7 minutes, I think, or something around there. So the influence that Leia can have could be huge with the limited footage. So I'm not really worried either. I think JJ's really, really smart with the way he creates films. He's a Spielberg kind of guy, so... Oh, right. The John Just... Yes, okay. No, I was like, who is this again? He's the podcaster, right? Yeah, you know what's funny about that? I should have known that because I think I helped mix that. Just to like even out the volume levels. Yeah, you know what? This chat thing is just all over the place. It like shows one thing, then it pops away, and then it shows the next one. I'll have to figure this out for next time. I know, Girls with Sabers. That's how like random or how frayed my mind is. So I'm glad that it sounded great. I thought that was a really good podcast to listen to. Oh yeah, that's true, Stuart. So the teaser, trailer clips, and all that stuff. That's the thing about trailers, right? There's always a ton of stuff, especially in these new Star Wars films, that just never make it to the cut or to the actual theater. It's pretty wild. Oh yeah, the meme. So I said, yeah, my buddy Paul, who's in a band called Bigwig, which everybody should go check out. It's like thrash skate punk. Really, really great band. He's a Star Wars buff. He knows so much about it. He's a super Legends guy. And he just sent me that image today, just randomly out of nowhere. And I was like, this is hilarious. And then I remembered that Hello Greedo had a tweet about send him Star Wars memes. So I ended up sending him that. And I keep staring at it. It's so funny. But yeah. I thought it was pretty funny to see $4 billion represented in Legos. Yeah, Super 8, Stuart. I have mixed feelings on that film. I'm not like super negative on it because I think it's fun to watch, but I feel like that is on the lower totem poles for in my JJ book for like things he's accomplished. But it still had like a pretty cool nostalgic vibe to it, and he's really, really good at that. So yeah, as I'm working on this video, it's gonna be pretty... I bet it's gonna be a little controversial to some of my subs, because you know, everybody has their own favorite intro to Star Wars, right? And I feel like no matter what anybody says, somebody's gonna have a problem with, you know, a video that says this is the best intro ever. But I just really feel that what I wrote down is, at least in my opinion, pretty compelling. And it's just like one of those things that like I never have to skip over the intro to The Force Awakens, which theoretically, you know, who wants to skip over the beginning of Star Wars? But sometimes, you know, I know a lot of people that skip over the beginning of Return of the Jedi and Attack of the Clones just to get right into, you know, something. So, you know. Yeah, so the episode 9, well, there's no 9 news except for the leak little thing about Poe Dameron, which is what I thought was really cool. Him specifically, misconduct, talking about talking about how like his relationship with Leia is gonna stay pretty consistent from The Last Jedi, how it really ramped up to that maternal kind of bond that she had with him. You know, she doesn't have her son, she has Poe Dameron. And I think that's kind of how I think of their relationship. And also after writing this script, I started thinking a lot about how Poe Dameron is as a character. And I kind of nailed him down to a couple of things. He is, he's reckless, he's impulsive, and he literally can't think really past the now in The Force Awakens or in most of The Last Jedi. He's like just very brash and boom, let's go for it. And it's it's really interesting to like pick up on how JJ set that stuff up and how Rian Johnson really explored it super deeply. It kind of for me laid to rest that is The Last Jedi not consistent with The Force Awakens? And to me, after doing a lot of the research that people typically do while writing a video essay or something like this, is that you just like find these little connections that make sense between the two films that people didn't necessarily pick up on, or maybe since they are so caught up in their expectations, like we all talk about, the expectations for The Last Jedi may or may not have ruined some experiences. I feel like that everything that JJ set up was completely and fully explored now in The Last Jedi. And maybe if I do a companion piece, I can go into that. Which, you know, I tend to like to do part 2s. So that'd be cool. But I also want to work on a Bantha Poodoo. And somebody said something about t-shirts earlier. It's funny that the chat brought that up. I will be starting to design t-shirts. So, I saw somebody say they wanted Bantha Poodoo t-shirts. The answer is yes. There's also going to be some regular t-shirts with the logo just on it. Oh yeah, Stuart, you were the one that said it. So it's exactly what I'm up to. Since I haven't been uploading as frequently, trying to figure out my rhythm here of streaming in the edits and all that stuff, I want to, you know, if I'm not uploading a lot, I want to at least be designing some stuff that you guys can, you know, pick up for cheap somewhere on, like, I don't even know, TeePublic or one of those things. So it's going to be cool. Here, let me catch up a little bit with the chat. Dale, I'm so hungry. You know what, dude? I'm hungry too. All I have next to me is like iced coffee and water. I'm gonna drink some. I'm gonna turn away from the chat, but I have a noise gate on, so hopefully you don't hear me. Hold on. So, anybody in the chat, who's going to Celebration? I can't. I want to. Stuart, that's amazing. You know, I think Star Wars is a pretty cool dude. I'm not sure if he thinks the same about me, though. You've been admin-inated. Yep, you have. Oh, wait, you know what? I also want to do the same for this guy. Let's add another moderator. FN1189, you are a moderator, dude. Oh, so Terrastone, you're not going on. I just saw that Cinematic Captures is going on behalf of EA or something, or I don't know. But I'm just so jealous of everybody going. It's really cool. Yeah, Rural. I hope so, Rural. There was once a time on Twitter where things got blown out of proportion, and he remembers that stuff. So I don't know. Who knows? Hopefully that whole thing just gets forgotten someday. Oh, what do you do as a moderator? Kick ass and take names. And if somebody starts going off the rails in here, that's just trying to stir the pot, put them on a timeout. That's pretty much it. That's all I can think of. But overall, it's more just like a thank you for being here. You become the first mods. There is another. Ooh. Hey, Shadow V. If I said that right. Welcome to the chat. And now all of a sudden the live stream chat is sort of looking normal in my window. Man, this thing is buggy. So I just got Steam today. I finally got it set up, and you know why? I just downloaded Knights of the Old Republic on Mac, and it's a nightmare. Complete nightmare. There's no option to put the game in a window. There's zero option, and the only way to do it is to change the INI file. Like, you have to go in there and change code. And I know a little bit about that stuff, but I'm not about to try to figure out how to recode my Mac so I can put this game in a window. So I finally got Steam, and I finally got Knights of the Old Republic on Steam, and it's flawless. The only thing is it crashed a few times when I was, yeah. Oh wait, so Girls with Sabers, you got it on Mac or Steam? So Steam was crashing, and I realized what was happening is it needed to use a certain amount of my computer's CPU, I think, as it was doing all the stuff. And I think OBS, when I was prepping things, was causing it to crash. Once I closed everything and restarted and re-downloaded the game, it was completely fine. Yeah, so... Oh, you did get a Mac. Yep. Unfortunately, I think there's no way to get it to not be full screen on a Mac, but I had super big issues with it just for the Mac one, and I'm gonna try to return it, but if I can't, it was only $9.99, so I don't know. Yeah, it's super weird. It's like, how can you not get a game in a window? I can't even, I don't know, it's weird. So I really, Terrastone, exactly. I'm gonna be starting to do that, which is something I've always wanted to do. And it seems like a lot of Star Wars guys are going back to the old, KOTOR 2, and whatever. Like, people having like a little old Star Wars renaissance on YouTube, and I kind of want to like join in on it. So I love watching streams, and one of my friends, she works for a company, and they help promote, like, she works in advertising, and she's like helps new business, and part of their new business is gamer channels and stuff, and they like sponsor events, and she's like, who are these wackos that watch these gaming channels? And I'm like, me. So do I have an Xbox One? I do not. I just have a PS4 right now, and then just my Mac, and then I used to have a little PC, and it wasn't anything to brag about. Back in the day, before I got this Mac, Star Wars Ramblings was giving me some really good insight onto like computers, if I ever want PC and stuff, because he's a pretty big gamer. So, oh yeah, the new Avengers trailer is pretty freaking awesome. Oh, is Henry Lewis in the house? Oh, nice. Yeah, Henry. I just saw that on like IndieWire or something about James Gunn. To be honest, I'm not surprised. Yeah, gaming channels are super fun to watch. It's like relaxing to me for some reason. I don't know. It's just really relaxing. Yeah, so the trailer to Endgame was super cool. I think I really like the black and white stuff and like some of the old footage mixed with the new, and then we finally see those Quantum Realm suits. And they do look like a little funny to me, but not bad funny. It's just like, I know it's like designed off of the Ant-Man suit that got out of the Quantum Realm, but you know, I just gotta get used to the color and the shading. Just a little dumb thing that is a hang up for me. Yeah, exactly, FN 1189. You can't, like, I know he said some stupid jokes back in the day, but they're just jokes. He's not a pedophile, and people are like, you support a pedophile? I'm like, no. I don't even get it. And by the way, oh, it seems like my son's not, it seems like my son's not crying, so that's great. I hope that stays that way. Oh, there it goes. Hopefully you guys don't hear that. He has a hard time going to sleep right now. He's going through that after he's a year old. He's going through that little, I don't know what it's called, a leap or something. So, but I got the noise gate on. Yeah, true, Wayfez, I noticed that. You're a wizard, Harry. I love Harry Potter. And Jenny Reed, that's awesome. Gaming channels are all we watch around here. I have a 9-year-old son. Man, I can't even... It's gonna be wild to hang out with my son when he's 9. Like, what is he gonna be interested in? He's gonna be a little human doing his own thing. Good question, Terrastone. I don't know. I feel like all of a sudden we're gonna be watching something on TV one day and all of a sudden realize that it's a Star Wars trailer. We'll be like, what the crap? Misconduct, thank you. I literally put that together. So that's a screenshot of one of my last Bantha Puda video, and it was like the screenshot of the guy on blue, and then I just I blue screened out the blue and then put him in the stream just because like I wanted something on the left hand side. But I actually want to figure out if I can do another design with this Stormtrooper guy at his desk again. Wayfizz, that's amazing. I'll just like look at him and just like start quoting Palpatine. Let the hate flow through you. Yeah, I mean honestly, Terrastone, I'm gonna be watching all of the streams I can for Celebration, and probably going on Twitter to see everybody's picks, because that's where everything's gonna be going to. And I just really want to check it out. Stuart, I need to see Fantastic Beasts 2 or whatever it's called. I can't remember the second one. I really liked the first one. I like Newt a lot. But I heard some funky stuff about the sequel, but at the end of the day, whatever. I still need to see it and make up my own opinion. So once I can, I'm gonna check it out. Yeah, Terrastone, I feel like I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, Crimes of Grindelwald. Boom. I think Terrastone, I'm gonna be like that scene in like, I don't know if you guys saw like the 2014 TMNT, which was like a super strange adaptation, but it was fun. And you finally like see Donatello's like set up with like all the million screens. And it's probably gonna be, that's probably gonna be like what my room is like every TV possible having a different stream on, just so like wherever I go, I'm like, oh, this is going on, this is going on, that's going on, sweet. It's gonna be cool. And I'm also really curious to see what Star Wars Ramblings and freaking Star Wars Explained does at all the content that they get. And yeah, those are really like the two main dudes I watch for some of that stuff. I think it's April 12th, Misconduct. What if it was called Grimes of Grindelwald? Grimy Grindelwald. I don't know what I'm trying to do. That wasn't even funny. You know what? Let's put on something funky for some music. Or... yeah, same here. I found Andy's channel, I think the day I started mine, because it was like suggested, and I was like, oh, neat. Yeah, I like his stuff. It's good stuff. Dude, so if we get Mandalorian footage, I'm gonna explode. I might have like a Star Wars like overload. I don't even know. That is gonna be something really, really cool. Sometimes I'm like, am I more pumped for 9 or The Mandalorian? And in some ways, I'm really excited for The Mandalorian more because I get to experience it for longer, if that makes sense. Like, TV is great because it lasts for a long time and you get to just think about everything in between episodes. And that's something that we don't get to do unless we're watching a Star Wars cartoon series. So for this to happen with a live-action TV show that has this much money going into it, I feel like it's going to be like watching Westworld. That movie, or that TV series, blows my mind at how high quality it is and at how consistently cerebral it stays. It's gonna be wild. And yeah, Stuart, I agree with you. I think Annie's completely underrated, and I hope that like a lot of that has to do with how saturated YouTube is. Like I'm really lucky that I even got show. I have to say hi. Welcome, Mr. Eki. Welcome to the chat. It does look like ass. That's why I hit you up earlier. Someday I'll design one of these nice. Actually, I put this in. Yeah, that video was great. What is Doge Lord? Man. Welcome to the chat. We got Terrastone and Ek. It's a good day. It's a solid day. I think I was just talking about you earlier, saying you were one of the connections I made in the YouTube Star Wars sphere. It's tough, you know. A lot of people out there doing stuff. But yeah, I learned so much making that one video. Like, there's just so much to know about AT-ATs, and I'm the AT-AT chat, or the AT-AT chat. That's what I really am. Cowl of the Ewok. Are you doing a Twitch stream tonight, Eckhart? And question, so I don't go to Twitch often. When you do a Twitch stream, do you only see your subscribers' comments, or do you, or can you see everybody? That was one thing I've always been curious about. I'm not really privy to Twitch, so. Wavefez, yeah, like real. It's honestly that's the truth. Oh, nice. Yeah, I'll jump in there. I think I went in there like last month or like a couple weeks ago. I can't remember. But I was like, oh, maybe I should go like start writing or finishing my video. I always get distracted by watching other people's stuff, and I'm like, oh yeah, I do this too. I should finish my work. What was I gonna say? But yeah, I'm so pumped that I got Steam. I just sent an invitation to Hello Greedo, and then I'm gonna send an invite to Yoda Bauer, so we all can hang out and do stuff. And yeah, KOTOR's playing so smoothly through Steam, and it was great. Now, the one thing I'm curious about, though, is like, if I stream this, if I play the fanfare in the beginning, am I gonna get, like, flagged? Cal the Ewok is the best name, by the way. But yeah, I'm like, if this is a game and I'm streaming it, I probably just have to skip right to the start screen, I think. I'm not sure. I'll have to figure that out or ask somebody. Yeah, it's literally the fanfare music. So, you know, PewDiePie gets demonetized for playing Despacito on his guitar. You know, I'm gonna get flagged. It's just gonna happen. Was I gonna Descartes ladder? I found that out once. What was I gonna say? Does it? Eck, do you have stuff on iTunes? I didn't know that. Oh wow, we got 20 people in here now. Hello, 20 people. Well, the topic usually is you guys kind of talking about Star Wars and asking me anything as I kind of read the chat and just interact. But usually I try to keep it revolved around specifically episode 9 news, if there's anything new. And I kind of covered that earlier, which with just talking about Poe Dameron and how he was just briefly talking about how, you know, him and and Leia will continue their relationship together, and like that's really all that's come out ever since the image release, and JJ briefly talking about a couple things, and then I think last week I was talking about Star Wars. Oh yeah, there we go. Do I watch Resistance? Yes. It's gonna be super ridiculous with this show wrapping up, and I just feel like I don't know how long they're waiting to give us season 2. I'm actually not privy to that information either, and I feel like season 2 is going to give us some really cool insight into episode 9. At least I hope. Oh, wait, are you guys talking about Battle? Yeah, Battle of Dreadnoughts. All I'm gonna say is I think Eckhart's Ladder's channel is going to turn into the Disney Channel because he's going to be working for Lucasfilm after he releases this. But yeah, I don't think episode 9, in my opinion, I don't think episode 9 should be split into 2 pieces. I would not like that as a fan, but if that's what happens, okay. But I don't really like it. Girls with Sabers, thanks so much for hanging out. It means a lot. And if you guys don't know who she is, I'm pretty sure everybody does. If you don't know who Girls with Sabers is, Luthien and Emrys, please go into their channel, check them out, and sub. Really great content. I don't think they did. I do know some official things about episode 9 by accident. With that said, none of that information was brought up. But other than that, I highly doubt it's going to be 2 parts. I think, if anything, it would be another 2.5-hour film. And potentially even a 3-hour film. Which I'd be completely okay with, knowing JJ and his pacing. It would feel like 2 hours. It would feel like a fast 2 hours. Because, like, you know, that was part of the thing with The Force Awakens and that script I'm talking about. The Force Awakens pacing is legitimately perfect. Like, it should be studied as, like, here's how to edit. Here's how to set up, here's how to have a compound scene. Here's how to, like, utilize the Steven Spielberg Dalian to, like, emphasize the emotion of one scene if all you really have is a person's face to look at. You know, just things like that. And as a filmmaker, when I really started breaking down that intro and looking at it and just thinking about J.J. Abrams, I'm like, man, even if that film's 3 hours, it's gonna fly. Just like Tara Stone said, it's gonna fly. And I'd prefer that. I'd rather have a 3-hour film. Welcome back, Stuart. Imagine if it was like 4 hours. Hey, Tim. What's up, dude? Wow, that's an interesting question. Wow, who would I have wanted to direct? Who? Oh, okay. This is gonna sound nuts, and I don't know, but I feel like I'd like to give Christopher Nolan a shot, not because it's the obvious choice for a lot of people, but just because how he likes building things practically. His camera work's phenomenal, or not his, but, you know, who he frequently uses as a DP. His pacing is phenomenal, and he's not afraid to confuse us and give us really big stuff for us to chew on for a while. So putting all those things together, knowing that he likes to just be weird with science and just, you know, he's a really interesting director. I think him doing it would be great. And then somebody else directing a Star Wars. You know, I do think why can't I remember this guy's name right now? I just like blanked on the episode. Oh yeah, I do remember that when Rian Johnson was asked to when Rian Johnson was asked to direct episode 9. I think Mike Zero should direct it. Oh my god, I should make that skit. But let me think. Who's like another director I'd want to see? Honestly, why not James Gunn? I mean, I think James Gunn basically made the MCU Star Wars anyways. And I just feel like that guy made me care about Guardians of the Galaxy a lot. It's especially the second one. And for an MCU film, that's hard for me sometimes. Like, I like the MCU, but not everything. But ugh, I can't even speak. Not every one of them has been a not every one of them has been like a home run to me, if that makes any sense. You think like a side movie, Wayfaz? Is that what you mean? Sort of like one of the anthology films? That could be true. What's up, Everett? Welcome to the chat, dude. So Everett, my favorite Iron Mans is 1 and 2. 3 is okay to me. And it's, you know, everybody has their own preferences here. So let me go down my list real quick of the MCU films that like really blow me away. First Avengers, I think, is fantastic, even though I think it's super campy. I think Captain America Winter Soldier is amazing. I think it's an amazing film. And it actually has a score that sticks out to me too, which is really rare for the MCU. I think Infinity War is really good. Infinity War is like high up there. It's a little jam-packed for me at some points, a little too much, but I really like it. And then I would say Ant-Man, the first Ant-Man was really freaking good. Hey, take it easy, Jenny. Thanks so much for hanging out. Yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy is freaking fantastic. So, Everett, let me be completely transparent. I wasn't a huge cartoon MCU dude back when I was a kid. I was always watching like Ninja Turtles, Batman, and stuff like that. So, you know, I did watch X-Men, but that was really it. And I did watch Spider-Man actually when I was really little. But it's mostly just a film thing for me. So, I would say of all the films, and maybe this has to do with newness factor, Ebony Maw really is a cool villain to me. Everything about him is like reeks of gravitas, and you know, he just gestures his hand and a car splits in half. It's just unbelievable. And Henry, there's only one Wolverine. Everett, yeah, I think so. I mean, I don't know too much about the lore. That's one thing that, like, someday I'll probably dive deep into, because I've watched all these movies so many times now. Oh, and I forgot, Thor Ragnarok is close to a perfect movie, in my opinion. Perfect comedy, really good balance of ad-libbing and like getting some sort of like emotional weight out of a scene. Like whatever Taika Waititi did to like make Thor cool, I just can't wait to see how he does that and whatever he's working with in The Mandalorian for whatever episode he's on. Let me read back Wayfez. So his favorite MCU films are Iron Man 1, 3, Thor 3, Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2, Captain America 2 and 3. I completely agree with number 3 as well for Captain America. All the Avengers movies, Captain Marvel, and the first Ant-Man. Yeah, honestly, that's kind of where I'm at too. Misconduct. Let me read your thing here. Have you ever noticed that DC has all the most incredible villains and the MCU has all the most incredible heroes? Interesting. I've never really thought of it like that. There's a lot I like about both. But yeah, I was mostly a DC EU guy when I was growing up. And maybe that's why I was like super into BVS and Man of Steel. You know, really like those films. Yeah, Edgar Wright doing a Star Wars movie would be out of control. That said, it would be an even more relentlessly paced film than J.J. Abrams, I think. But you would get some really interesting camera work if Edgar Wright and his crew were going to be spearheading some Star Wars films. Because, like, some of the best visual comedy ever that exists on the planet right now comes from Edgar Wright. And I highly suggest everybody after this stream go to a channel, I think it's called Every Frame a Painting. and they have a video essay, I believe, on comedy, and they talk specifically about Edgar Wright. Andrew Stanton. Let me check that out, FN. Sorry for those little clickies of my mouse. I'm going to type his name in. Andrew Stanton. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, you know what? He's made some of my favorite films, so yes, why not? I totally forgot that this is who this was. Yeah, you know, A Bug's Life was a great film when it came out. Fun story about that. I remember watching a documentary, or like fun little fact, I guess. And the way that they figured out how to actually get things to look realistic from a bug's perspective is they got these little tiny, cameras, and they put them in the grass at Bug's level to look up into the sky, and they figured out that everything was like transparent. It's super cool. But yeah, you know what? I think this guy should definitely do, maybe if there's like a light-hearted one, why not? But yeah, he has a really good catalog of films, like no blunders on here, unless Toy Story 4 stinks, which I don't think it will. So Terrastone has asked, what do I think of the David and DB Weiss Star Wars trilogy? What do I think it'll be about? I do think it'll be an Old Republic-esque thing. Personally, I feel like since they are the Game of Thrones dudes, and their whole thing was like they're bringing over their people to star in this movie, I feel like it makes sense that they would be choosing these people because of the time period they're supposed to be portraying in Game of Thrones. Wayfez, take it easy, man. Everybody say bye, Wayfez. I hope I said your name right. I'm always so worried about that. I still haven't seen John Carter. And Tim, I think Spielberg is a little nervous to do a Star Wars movie. He had a chance to do one, didn't he? I thought that he actually like, turned down Return of the Jedi. Or no, was it one of the prequel films? It was like something. I don't know. But I know that he helped direct, or that he gave some... Yeah, that's what it was. George wanted Steve to direct Return of the Jedi. Yeah, I think like if he passed it down then, and knowing, you know, nobody is oblivious to what happened in the fandom, I feel like he just doesn't even want to get involved now. And what happened this whole past year with the fandom and harassment really probably made a lot of directors that are fantastic say, nope, I'd rather be a fan still than direct a Star Wars film. And that's too bad. Because, you know, if Star Wars turns into something where like only 10 directors want to direct it because they're willing to take that risk of getting harassed, then everything's just going to feel the same over and over and over again. Oh, Terrastone, I never knew that. Ron Howard was... That would have been a really interesting take on the Phantom Menace to see him do it. Ron Howard did such a good job doing whatever it is that he did with Solo. Not exactly... I wish we got more information on all the stuff that he filmed. Like, apparently they kept most of the wide shots and establishing shots that were already filmed throughout the entire course of the movie, except for Dryden Voss's stuff, which they had to completely redo. But yeah, I don't know. I love how Solo feels so percussion-y. Does that make sense? I bet Terrastone gets that. It's very percussive in its pacing, and like everything is precisely edited. Like every insert to like a joystick moving is so kinetic and it hits you. He's really into that. So imagine, sorry, I got some phlegm. Imagine if he had a chance to direct like the pod racing scene, it would have been insane. Yeah, I agree with you, Everett. You know, people that dogged on Solo, I don't get it. Now, if you say it was a checklist movie, that's one of the things that I sort of agree with that Hello Greedo said in his review. Sure, I totally agree. It's a very obvious film. But it is an astoundingly beautiful film. It sounds, its score is fantastic. And straight up, I will die on this pike. Alden Ehrenreich is also Han Solo. Han Solo is occupied by 2 humans now. Okay? End of story. Dude, the speeder scene in Solo is like, so that's one thing. I love Red Letter Media. I've always have. I think a lot of people do, to be honest. Like, they're pretty funny dudes, and I love Mr. Plinkett and all that stuff. Really funny. Some of those things inspire me to keep doing what I do for my funny stuff here, even though it pisses some of my subs off. I just looked at my subs list and I lost 2 subs from my last Banthapoodoo video. Oh well. Some people don't like it. It's okay. I still gotta do what I like to do. But yeah. It's just crazy. I agree with kind of the stuff about the checklist, but at the end of the day, it was just so well done. And Enfys Nest is one of the most enigmatic characters. I can't even say villain, because, like, you know, she's not a villain. One of the most enigmatic characters in Star Wars. Period. And I'm so happy that I bought the swoop bike, and I'm so happy that I bought the little Black Series thing, you know? It's so cool. That'd be really interesting. Was Enfys Nest Beckett's daughter? That should be a freaking fake news story. Yeah, Tim, I agree. It's just insane. And the other thing too is, this might sound sacrilege. I say a lot of things that I think might piss my subs off, but that's why I always preface it with that. But I feel like the Mordor's Arrival, that specific track, I think that's what it's called in Solo, rivals Duel of the Fates, in my opinion. It is so epic with a like over and over, that cadence. I think it's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's in 5/8 or 5/4, depending on how you play music. And it's great. It's really good. And sure, it doesn't have as much Mordor's Arrive. Yeah, that's what it's called. Cal the Ewok. The trailer music in the first one is so good, and it still gives me chills now. Oh, interesting, Stuart. The only reason I knew what Enfys Nest or the Cloud Riders were going to be was because of an old school Star Wars comic. Yeah, that, so Callow the Ewok, I want to talk about that first trailer. That first trailer was amazing. So, that sort of like, that whole thing that happens, it's like, so cool. Hold on, I gotta take this headphone a little bit away from my ear because the music's so loud. Can you guys hear me fine? I'm always so worried about that. But yeah, it's like, wow. See you later, FN. And I loved that pacing, and then it has like kind of like that kind of like that little heartbeat that's going on. It's so cool. And then you finally get that like brass section that comes in, and it's so big, and it has those like John Williams chords that, like, you know, I know it wasn't him that scored it, but it just brings you into that Star Wars vibe without even doing any Star Wars motif until the very end. Everybody say bye to FN 1189. May the Force be with you, dude. Thanks for hanging out. Dude, so Cal the Ewok, funny story, I recreated it in Logic so I could listen to it. That's how ridiculous I am. I love Logic Pro X. It's a really, really great program for writing music if any of you guys are musicians. Yeah, it's fun. I love figuring out how to write Star Wars music, because like I'm a musician, so I can't read music really, but you know. Everybody say hi, Eckhart. May the force of others be with you. Also, oh dude, Tim. Yeah, I read about that and I thought that was ridiculous. That like somebody yeah, actually, how is Eckhart's little kid doing? Such a cutie. Yeah, somebody totally got fired because of that. Or at least I think somebody did, because like that's a huge freaking deal, and it's Star Wars. So I don't know. I hope I don't know. That was such a ridiculous thing. Such a great soundtrack, and it's technically a collaboration between John Williams and John Powell. So that's even more awesome. Let's see what's playing now. I can bring this back in. Some chill music. Oh, Ox is so. YouTube finally has a really good audio library, and I use it a lot. That would be Michael Giacchino in Rogue One. He had 3 weeks, Everett, to do that. And composing music is like performing alchemy for film. It's like a mysterious thing. The best way to describe composing for film is you sort of are trying to figure out what the question and answer is to everything you're watching, and you create a motif. You eventually hone in on a group of like 5 or 6 notes, and you figure out a way to make it sort of rise to a question and then descend to a resolution over and over and over and over and over again in a film. And then not only that, you have to create cues so scenes can transition with the editor. It's like like I was saying, talking about The Force Awakens, the intro of The Force Awakens with their musical cues, with the way the horns hit, the way the cut hits after a horn sweep or something like that. It's like a rhythmic dance that's so good, but it's so hard to do. Gladiator score is freaking amazing. Cal the Ewok. It's Hans Zimmer, some of his best. Fun fact, Hans Zimmer also did The Lion King. Agreed with you, Everett. You know, I don't think there's really a bad Star Wars scored track. The only one that I don't like, and I don't want this to turn into a bash session of this character, because it has nothing to do with the character, I don't like the Rose Tico theme. It's kind of like dun 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 dun. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I know, Rural. I gotta figure out why it's doing that. You know, this is day 1 of even a chat window. So the next chat window will be 5% improved. A lot of learning is going on in the AT-AT chat as I grow to 1,000 subs. And it's been really fun figuring out how to do all this stuff and make it look more professional and funner for you guys. Because, you know... Oh, I've got to pull it out of OBS? Interesting. I'll hit you up after this, Eckhart. Or if not today, tomorrow. Just to figure this out. Because what I did is I grabbed the URL. Oh, nice. I didn't even know that. 49 subs till 1K. I keep on going down and up. It's super weird, but, you know, eventually some people, a big group of people, want to put up with my yapping. And I'm so glad that you guys like to hang out, so. But yeah, this chat thing, I basically grabbed the browser. In my sources, I made a live chat, and I added it in there, and then just scaled it to fit in that little rectangle. And all the things that told me how to prep it said it would show the whole chat, but yeah, it's super strange. Would Hans Zimmer make a fitting Star Wars score? Yeah, 100%. The only thing though, Tim, with Hans Zimmer, it's super it's super important that Hans Zimmer doesn't just make a soundscape, because that's what he's really, really good at. And what I mean by that is everything that Hans Zimmer does, besides, you know, I would say a handful of films, he kind of just creates the bed. There's a lot of staccato-ness, high impact things, and that's kind of what he was known for. He's heavy into digital sampling. He recreates everything he does as a digital sample, and it's insane how his process is. So if he did score something, the biggest important thing would be approaching it similar to how he approached Interstellar, which was trying to find the sound of the film, like an actual motif, which he did. And that's why I personally think Interstellar is Hans Zimmer's best score, no matter what. In my opinion, like it is, and it's a little bit of a rip of a what is that composer? You know what? I can't remember this composer's name. I should know this, but Interstellar is really reminiscent of an existing composer. Specifically, like kind of like it's just kind of cerebrally atmospheric music. Oh wow, Stuart, you were my 9th. That's right. You know what? I kind of remember that day. Yeah, what's up, Ethan Bates? Welcome. Thanks for checking out the stream, dude. Yeah, so I think that was the day that I released my videos of me destroying channels with the Death Star, Stuart. I think I like had a I think I had like a blood vessel burst that day just because of how much nonsense was going on YouTube. Oh, nice. A lot of people coming in from an X suggestion. Thanks, dude. I appreciate the share for that. Hello, everybody. If you guys are new here, welcome to the AT-AT Chat, where we just kind of hang out and talk about Star Wars right now because I don't have my gaming stuff set up. Yeah, you were the anonymous guy back then. You're still the anonymous guy to me, Stuart. No, I'm just kidding. Hey, random weeb, welcome. So, I'm trying to think of some other people who would be a great choice to score Star Wars, because when the next trilogy does come out, there's no way that I'm pretty sure nobody's going to be asking John Williams to come back. What is he, 82 right now? So, oh, Lycan Broadcasting Network. Hey, welcome to the channel. Interesting question. Came here from Eck. As many have said, I love subbing to Star Wars channels. So what kind of channel are you mostly? I am now broken up into 3 specific things. This is one of them, live streaming. I'm trying to make a regular schedule now where I get to hang out with everybody, talk Star Wars, and interact really closely with my community, because part of why I'm doing live streaming is that I feel like it's really hard to talk with the community in live streams, because at the end of the day, a lot of streams have thousands of people in it, and you know, a super chat gets the benefit, right? And I know eventually if I do get monetized, whatever, it's gonna happen. But I want to be able to talk with everybody, and that's super important to me, because this channel sort of happened as sort of a middle ground between both sides of the fandom. Let's let people safely say what they want to say about the films without getting attacked. So the AT-AT Chat began because of that. And then the other things that I do is I make a lot of comedy spoofs, and I was really inspired by Hello Greedo. Wow, John Williams is 87. God dang. That dude is old, dude. My Nana's 93 years old. Think about that. That's freaking crazy. But yeah, Lycan. So also great name, Lycan. I like that. I don't know if I said hello to Fungus Tree. What's up? But yeah, basically I do some parody stuff, and then the rest is just deep dive analysis on Star Wars things that happen to pique my interest. Yeah, dude, so Eck, my Nana is old as hell, and she's so with it that it's insane. Like, yeah, I still got a Nana. I actually still have 2. My dad's mother is still alive. He's from Panama, so like she still speaks Spanish and stuff. She's hilarious. Oh, are you a little self? I mean, I think it's a cool name. Makes me think of Underworld. I like the Underworld a lot. And agreed, Ek. Yeah, Wayward Jedi. Where did he go? His very personal video that he put out was such a brave thing to do. I think I commented on that, and he hasn't really been around since, except for like one thing afterwards. So. What was I gonna say? So now the chat's heating up. All right, let me try to keep up with this. Can my eyes do it? Oh, I didn't know that, Ek. That's pretty cool. Yeah, he's an eloquent fellow. I hope he's doing okay. He really helped me focus in on some of the things I was trying to say. In terms of like talking about The Last Jedi and the Force, because, you know, at the end of the day, oh yeah, so Colton, is that his name as well? Colton? I think his name's Colton, right? Everett, yes, you're right. It's actually a picture that I took of the book that I have. Just, I was like, maybe I won't get copywritten striked for this, but I don't know. Who knows? Oh, cool, Lycan. Yeah, that's cool. I really like those films. Right now, like, my ADD's going pretty, my ADD's going off just because of this music is so cool to me. I love this kind of weird synthy stuff. Yeah, exactly, Everett. That's what I try to do more often these days. I've also been doing a lot of hitting up people on DeviantArt, because if I'm going to take this whole thing as serious as I want to take it, I do not want to F myself over by doing some lazy practices, if that makes any sense, you know? Oh, you guys can't hear it? 1 second. It's probably because this track's super, super quiet. Here, I'm going to skip to this. Here we go. Yeah, that song's super quiet. You know what I'll do next time? I need to, I set up my vocal chain pretty well. I need to set up a couple filters for the next one. And I really appreciate the feedback, everybody. That's how I get better at doing this. Still pretty low? All right, hold on. Let's try. How's that? Did that come up a little bit? Check, check, 1, 2, 3. This is the ad chat, and that is whack. You like my rap? Nice, cool. Thanks, guys. Thank you for making the chat better. Let's see. Any questions in here that I missed? Oh yeah, the Battle of the Dreadnoughts thing. Like I said earlier, when I watched that, I was just like, also I'm gonna take a screenshot of this, just so you probably could hear that, right? Just so I can hear or keep this setting. But yeah, that animation that Eckhart and E.C. Henry or whatever, it's so freaking good looking. I think when I saw it, I was like, bro, are you ready to get called by ILM? You ready to work for Lucasfilm and make the next Star Wars? Because that's how good this is. And I don't bullshit when I say stuff like that. Like, I got chills from the things that I saw. So, there's that. Yeah, Emily, so in terms of Wayward, I think that's probably closer to that. I think he's probably really busy. He did mention that he was pretty Yeah, EC Henry, yeah. Dude, his channel's so freaking good. I love his channel. I like his like whole setup where he has that old school monitor in the from Star Wars, just like that's his like background. It's just perfect. He's great at what he does. But you guys are working together, so it's still a collab. He'll take you with him, heck. But yeah, it's like some breathtaking stuff. So I think the internet's gonna explode when that goes out there. Yeah, I remember seeing that, Everett. Yeah, 3D modeling is so cool. I'm gonna read this out from Colton. Quick question. I know there are quite a few Star Wars YouTube channels already, but are there topics or types of content that you'd like to see covered that aren't already? Good question. Really good question. And that's something I'm actually always trying to figure out myself to see if I can make that kind of content that nobody else is making sometimes. Mostly, I guess there's not enough there's not enough like Force lore oriented channels for me, like specifically just going over that in and of itself. Oh, Misconduct, you're heading out? Everybody say bye, Misconduct. Thanks for hanging out. It's been a blast. May the Force be with you. But yeah, I feel like maybe something just specifically on the Force. But yeah, it's tough to say because at the end of the day, I think potentially every concept in Star Wars has been created. But one thing I would like to do is sort of go through every iteration of a film in Star Wars and how it like compounded the Force and how each one gave us a brand new further understanding. Like I sort of touched on that in a video, but there's just so much to consider about the Force that I think I'd have to make like a 2-hour-long video, you know? So that could be so many things. I don't know. But that's the kind of stuff I'd like to see less. There's so much news, like Star Wars news stuff, and I don't really do that often anymore because that's already populated, that entire niche. So for me to do that, oh, hold on, I got a question. Who would win, Dooku versus Kylo Ren? That's a tough one. I'm trying to think. Well, Kylo Ren has that Skywalker blood, but Dooku is a gentleman who calls his lightsaber a sword. Who would win? You know what? I think Dooku would kick Kylo Ren's ass. That's what I'm gonna say. Dooku would kick his ass. And yeah. But I do think he'd probably do some of that like Force freeze stuff to him for a little bit. But I don't know. Dooku trained Qui-Gon Jinn, right? Qui-Gon Jinn and Dooku had a lot more in common than we think. And as somebody, you know, completely devoted their lives to the Force, and he's that old, he just knows a lot more. He's more collected than Kylo Ren. Yeah, so Everett, let me just answer Stuart real quick. That's hilarious. Random stuff. I do some like voiceover work, so maybe that's why I sound like that. So Stuart, I'm probably gonna stream for like another 10 minutes and then go to this background screen so you guys can just hang out while I mute it and stuff, and that'll be it. Let me let that. I have to like uncheck these things when they come in. Let me read this. Ryan San Diego. What a great name. Ryan San Diego. Where in the world? All right, let me stop. So, I was an old fan of Star Wars. Then I stopped liking for a while, but now I'm slowly starting to like it again. Also, I found 2 of those old full head CT helmets they used to make earlier this week. Oh, cool. Was it kind of the fandom, or maybe you weren't just digging some of the new movies coming out? I think that makes sense for a lot of people. Like, luckily it's been working for me, but I totally get it. You know, a lot of my friends have been sort of soft on the Disney movies that are super diehards, so, you know, I get it. Yeah, doesn't do like Christopher Lee actually like fight with swords? Then again, Ben Kyler ran my ass. Rural farm boy. Yeah, you know what? That's a good suggestion, Stuart. You know, like, and so, yeah, I think about that scene often when he gets decapitated, and just the horror on his face. Let me just write this down real quick. You guys can hear my typing. There we go. Hey, what's up, Joseph? You made it, dude. Oh, wait, you know what? One of the things I worked on with Eck had to do with the Rebel Files. I haven't gotten that yet. I do need to pick up that thing. Let me catch up a little bit with this. So let me see. Emily Peterson says... Oh, so we're probably still talking about Dooku here. Lightsaber skills are much more refined. Everybody say bye to Stuart. Thanks so much. Thanks so much for hanging out. Yeah, Rural, there's still a little weird lag going on. I think if I can't get this figured out by the next stream, I'm just going to have the chat off in a different design. And something a little nicer looking. Oh, I got you, Ryan. No worries. Maybe I can catch you up on it sometime. Maybe I'll just do a general Star Wars chat and start from the beginning. A long time ago. In a galaxy. In a VHS. Yeah, may the Force be with you, buddy. It's probably like... How late is it where you are? Like 12? Good lord. I'm 33. I can't even stay up that late anymore. Well... Trying to think. Seems like the chat's dying down. It's getting a little late for everybody since half of the people that I know are in crazy different time zones. So let me just answer a couple of the last questions going on in here, and then I'm going to wrap it up for today. And I got a question from Joseph Skywalker. Have I read the new Padme book? Currently reading it. It started off really strong, and it's pretty wild that a prologue... I can't believe that the prologue got me that hooked. It's pretty wild. Oh, you're on the West Coast. Nice. So it's 3 hours earlier where you are. So you're chilling. It's 5:15. You're going down the highway. The top's down. Right? But yeah, so far I think the Padme book's fantastic. I think it's really good. Everett. It can be pronounced any way you want. I think I don't know if you saw my tweet the other day where I said if I ever have to make a new channel because this one gets like terminated, what should I call it? And everybody's like, just call it the ATST chat. And I was like, okay, I won't have to do much to change my logos. Hey Rex, well, I'll let you know every Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time I stream. And I've been doing streams a lot more often lately because I just don't have enough time recently, as I'm networking a lot and doing a lot of freelance to write content. Really, it's been a little bit of a tough 2 weeks to like really have time to sit down and do it. So I just like to hang out here and chat with you guys and answer Star Wars related stuff. It's so fun. Damn. All right. Well, thank God 4 p.m. is going to be great. So 4 p.m. will work for everybody, I hope, on Sundays. That's the guaranteed stream. Yep, Rural. Every Sunday, that's what I'm going to be doing. So you're always going to get at least one regular video a week, whether it's a skit or a video essay, and you're always going to get a stream, if not 2 a week. I just got to figure out how I can get, once I start working again, how I can set up these weekly streams, because I also want to do KOTOR, like I mentioned earlier in this stream. The goal is to have like a chit chat one, and then also a gaming one, because I haven't been able to play video games in like 2 months now, and I want to, but I also want to do things on YouTube. So yeah, everybody, it's been real. It's 8:17 where I am. You've been talking for a while. My live chat on my stream kind of doesn't work, but that's okay. And Everett, I think you're correct. I should just do an everything at video. I'll one-up Eck, or I'll try to. Yeah, how about I'll end it on that question from Everett. How is the family? Family's great. Little dude, he's teething. He's finally asleep. He's not crying right now. He usually does kind of wake up a few times because of his little tiny surgery. The wife's doing good. She's a little tired. Luckily, way beyond that. Oh, no worries, Tim. I didn't even realize I wasn't following you, and I was like, I thought I was, and then I just hit it. Yeah, I'm glad the first time was really fun. So yeah, everything's going well here. I think after this, we're just gonna watch a show or something, or she might pass out early. And honestly, I might just continue editing so I can get this video out to you guys tomorrow about The Force Awakens. A script 4 years in the making that, 400 people will watch. But hey, I like it, and I think it's fun. So, prepare for that tomorrow. It's going to come out, hopefully, before noon, and if it can't come out before noon, it'll be before 3 p.m. at the latest. So that'll be fun. And, other than that, it's been real, guys. Thanks so much for hanging out. This is the AT Chat. I'll see you guys for another stream on Sunday, and I'm signing off. It's been real, everybody. See you later.